Okay, good morning. Today is Monday, January the 11th. The first thing you should do when you come in and sit down is grab a packet if you are face to face or on campus. Okay, if you are at home, quarantined, or virtual, you are going to need to log into Schoology and you are going to need to click on Module 7, Second 9 Weeks. You will go down and find Monday, January the 11th. And the first thing that we're going to do this week is DGP Week 8. But before we get into DGP Week 8, I want to go over with you the packet that I just handed out. Now, if you are at home, then I have done, I'm going to show you your packet real quick. Everybody has the same packet, whether you're on campus or whether you are at home. It has your schedule. This is for last week. We watched A Miracle at Midnight on Monday. We did presentations Tuesday and Wednesday, took your final test on Thursday. So if you were absent any day last week and you did not take the Number of the Stars final test, then you need to go back in Schoology, find January the 7th, and you need to get this test made up. On Friday, we did Wordly Wise 8 quad cards, and I did quadrant 1 for you on those. You were responsible for quadrant 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Here is your word list. I did not give y'all the word list, being I did quadrant 1 for you. Okay. Here is this week's schedule. All right, today, Monday, January the 11th, we're going to start or begin with DGP Week 8. Then we're going to go to Wordly Wise Lesson 1A and Wordly Wise Lesson 1B. And we're going to start background information on Fred Gibson, the author of Old Yeller. Now, we will begin reading Old Yeller next week, okay? If you have not purchased your copy of that novel, then I would go ahead and see if your parents can make that happen this week. If you cannot get a novel, I have included the text in your packet, okay? You'll see tomorrow that one of your assignments is actually on this schedule right here for your discussion board posting, okay? So make sure that we keep up with our schedules and that we do not lose our packets. Wednesday, DGP Week 8, Wordly Wise 8E, Wordly Wise 8 Review. Okay, on Thursday, you are going to have your Wordly Wise Lesson 8 test. And on Friday, you will have DGP Week 8 test. Okay? And then I have uploaded everything into this packet that you would need. Again, if for some reason you were to lose something, all you have to do is go to Schoology and you can pull this packet up. You can pull a complete packet up, or you can go to each individual day, okay? There is no excuse for you to say that you don't know what is going on in this classroom. I have made it available everywhere, okay? This is stuff that you're going to do next week. There's the text. All right, this is some stuff we'll do next week as well. Now, this right here, Novel Project Old Yeller. I have not set a due date yet, okay? This is a project that will be worked on in school and at home. All right, in school and at home. You will create a Google Slides presentation, okay? This will be a working document. Do not forget that you have this project. Several of you waited till the very last minute on your Number of the Stars project, and I assigned it November the 9th, okay? So the issues we had with Number of the Stars, we do not want that to happen with Old Yeller. All right, so I'm telling y'all now, today is January the 11th. You have a project on Old Yeller that more than likely will be due sometime the month of February, possibly March, okay? You may find the information on this project under Module 7, second 9 weeks, Monday, January the 11th. Okay? Now, we need to make sure that we have our packets opened to Module 7, second 9 weeks, DGP Week 8. I'm going to answer mine on Cami, and y'all are going to answer yours on paper. Now, if you are at home quarantined or just absent, or you are a virtual student, then you are going to need to do this on Schoology and submit it through Schoology. All right, so on Mondays, what are we responsible for finding on Mondays? All right, good. We have to identify each word as a common noun or proper noun. So another way of saying that is we have to identify the parts of speech for each word. Okay? So, put. What type of part of speech is the word put? Is put a person, place, or thing? Put. Trey, put your water bottle on the floor. No. It's an action verb. What tense? Present. All right, B. A, and D will always be what part of speech? A, and D will always be a what? Good job, Grant. Article, adjective. It will never change. All right, letter. What kind of noun? It is a common noun. So what do I write above? A lowercase n. Very good. All right, N. Nope, it's something that you had to memorize at the very beginning of the school year. Preposition. Good. All right, it's renaming a noun and it's showing ownership. Possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun, and it is also first person. First person. All right, it is a first person possessive pronoun. Envelope. It is an N. What kind of N? A lowercase. Now, can anybody tell me what is missing at the beginning of this sentence? Grant. A capital letter, absolutely, but there's something else that's missing. Every sentence has to have a blank and a verb. A subject and a verb, okay? What is missing from this sentence? The subject, okay? That means that this sentence has an understood you. All right, it has an understood you at the beginning. It's giving a command. Therefore, it is an imperative sentence, okay? But it's saying you put the letter in its envelope. All right, you put the letter in its envelope. Now, let me ask you this. What part of speech is the word you? Not first. You, your, and yours will always be what part of speech? Second person pronoun. You, your, and yours will always be a second person pronoun. Okay? And this is called an understood you. The sentence was missing the subject. Okay? All right, does everybody understand this? Now, tomorrow you're going to come in and you're also going to have to put that understood you at the beginning of your sentence, okay? Then you will underline the subject once, the predicate twice. You're going to identify your prepositional phrase as an adjective phrase or an adverbial phrase. Okay, you're going to tell me if you have a direct object or not. Identify your OP and identify the verb as transitive or intransitive. Okay? All right, you can flip to the next page in your packet. It should go in order. For those of you that are doing your work on Schoology, this is a working document, so you're not going to turn it in until Thursday. You can, though, click the save button and make sure that it has saved to your drive. That way we can pull it up each day of the week that we need it. Once I've saved it, I'm just going to exit out, and I'm going to click back to Monday, January the 11th. I'm going to go down here to my next assignment, which is Wordly Wise Lesson 8A and 8B. I'm going to open the assignment with Cami. If you are in class with me, you are going to use the paper packet on your desk, okay? All right, you also need to go ahead and get out your quad cards that you did last week on Friday. Go ahead and get out your quad cards that you did last week on Friday. All right, so the first thing you should do when you go to complete an assignment is read the what? Read the directions, okay? So 8A, using words in context. Read the following sentences. If the word in bold is used correctly, write C on the line. If the word is used incorrectly, write I on the line, okay? All right, number 1A. Asim apologized for barging in, and he said he didn't mean to interpret me. All right, now I had marked the word interpret out and wrote interrupt on top. So that should be a dead giveaway for you that this sentence is what? Correct? No, I made it correct because I wrote the word interpret. Okay? But it uses the word interrupt. Asim apologized for barging in and said he didn't mean to interpret me. Is interpret correct? No. It should not be interpret, but interrupt. So you are going to put I for incorrect. Okay? What? No. All right, number 2. The teacher's remarks were interrupted as being friendly. It should have been interpreted. Ming Na's silence was interpreted as anger. C. And actually, number B is correct. It's C. The teacher's remarks were interpreted as being friendly. Okay, so that means the teacher was saying something, and you could tell by her tone that what she was saying was friendly. Okay, you know when your teachers are extremely happy with you, or maybe a grunt aggravated. Okay. D, she spoke Arabic, so she was able to interpret for travelers. Interpret for travelers. Okay, somebody that has to have sign language done for them has a what? An interpreter. Okay, so is this used correctly? She spoke Arabic, so she was able to interpret for the travelers. C. And I put a V again. All right, C. So you should have ICC. All right, number 2. The Sunday Comics supplement comes with the local newspaper. The Sunday Comics supplement comes with the local newspaper, okay? A supplement is something that you get in addition to something. So, do what? Correct, okay? Because you're getting the newspaper plus the supplement of comics, okay? So we are going to put a C here. All right? Supplement will be served at 5. Incorrect. What should it say instead? Supper. All right? C, Young's mom supplemented his lunch with a bag of nuts and raisins. So instead of having a piece of pizza, Young's mom supplemented or exchanged his lunch with a bag of nuts and raisins. C, correct. We supplemented the time by reading and playing games. C. So instead of watching TV or instead of completing our lessons, we supplemented the time by reading and playing games, which y'all know that's not going to happen, right? I doubt it. All right. I once made an inept attempt to learn juggling. All right. Number 3, it is C. Somebody go to your Wordly Wise quad cards and read me the definition for the word inept.
Clumsy or awkwardly expressed.
Clumsy or what?
Or awkwardly expressed.
Yeah, you were reading interpret. All right, clumsy or awkwardly expressed. So juggling, we know, is going to be something to deal with being clumsy, okay? I once made an inept attempt to learn juggling. All right, an inept runner should probably not try out for track. That means if you're not good on your feet or you're clumsy, you probably shouldn't try out for track. C. Lacking in skill, okay? Grab the inept tomatoes off the table. Now, can a tomato be inept? No. All right. Only like a person, place, or thing pretty much can be inept. Now, a tomato is a thing, but it's not human, okay? It doesn't have the ability to function or to do something. All right? Letter D. The team played an inept game because they were out of practice. C. All right. Number 4. The family has been accompanying bread for 200 years. I absolutely. Now, the family might have been producing or making bread for 200 years, but they have not been accompanying or going with bread. Okay? The violinist accompanied the singer in her recital. C. That means that the violinist played while the singer sang. A young child needs to be accompanied by an adult when traveling. C. You wouldn't send someone your age off by themselves. Okay? You need someone to go with you because y'all would probably see a sign that says video games, and instead of staying focused on where you need to go, you would go left instead of going right. Okay? The fish was accompanied by a fresh salad. No, C. Okay, you can your meal can be. You didn't just have a salad; you had a side of fish or a piece of fish to go with your salad. Michaela is retrieved that she found her favorite shirt. I. She's probably relieved or she's excited, but she is not retrieved that she found her favorite shirt. We tried to retrieve the kite that got stuck in the tree. That means we tried to go get the kite that fell in the tree or that was stuck in the tree. You can't retrieve the message after it has been sent. C. Now, this is something that you always need to think about. If you're on social media or in a text message, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, because once you hit that send button, it's out there, and you can't delete anything from the cloud. Okay? We were retrieved to hear the package had arrived safely. We were relieved, but we were not retrieved. All right, number 6A. We were told to keep our backpacks with us at all invaluable times. It's I, okay? You might have had valuable items in your book bag, and that is why you needed to have them with you at all times. But the way it is written here, it does not work. Letter B. A rare book is an invaluable addition to the library. C. Santos won the most invaluable player award. C. That means he was a really important player. The support given to the team by the fans was invaluable. C. Those players really appreciated all of the support that was given. All right, Arizona was a territory until it became a state in 1912. C. The cat walked slowly around its territory and stared at the dog. C. Pamela pressed the soft territory to her face. I. Much United States territory was stolen from Native Americans. C. An astronaut expedition to Mars is still many years in the future. It is C. All right. Astronauts, you would call that an expedition, okay? If you were to go on a trip somewhere, you could most definitely call your trip an expedition. The expedition reached the South Pole in 1911. C. Okay, their trip, or Santa went on an expedition to the South Pole in 1911 and he made it, okay? The baseball card could be worth a lot of expeditions. I. My expedition is that we won't win the football game.
It's I because it's supposed to be
Expectation. All right, number 9. My mom always has skirmishes with my brother about how late he can stay out. C. The two sides skirmished all night. C. Okay, that is all I can see on my screen right now. Somebody will have to read the last two of number 9. Can y'all see it on your paper? Okay, read it for me.
We were skirmished after a long drive.
We were skirmished after a long drive. We were tired after a long drive, and we might have skirmished along the drive, but we were not skirmished. So that is what? I. All right, 9D. All right, read it one more time.
I skirmished with the idea of going, but then decided to stay.
I skirmished with the idea of going, but then decided to stay. I. All right, number 10A. I kept a list of all of our expenses. It's I. It says expenses and it should say expenses. All right, 10B. C. All right, 10C. C. 10D.
I expect that we will need to wear a winter coat tomorrow.
I expect that we will need to wear winter coats tomorrow. Okay? All right, lesson B. The first thing that we need to do when we start a new exercise is to read the directions, making connections. Circle the letter next to each correct answer. There may be more than one correct answer. All right? Number 1, which of the following words go with easier? Mediocre, that means that it's just okay. Convenient means that it is easy. Ravenous is negative or harsh. And then captive means that you're stuck somewhere. All right, convenience. So I am doing mine virtually. I'm going to use the text highlighter. And I'm just going to highlight my answer. Okay? Number 2, which word or words go with loss of freedom? Course, accompany, bondage, captive. Captive. I didn't want it to undo that one. And bondage. All right, I need to make it undo. So I tell you what, let me do the box highlighter. All right. Which word or words go with helpful, prefer, linger, interpret, beneficial? Beneficial. Linger means to like take a long time. Interpret means to decipher or to understand, and prefer means that you would prefer this over that. Okay. Which word or words go with happiness, supplement, bliss, ecstasy, and monotony? Bliss and ecstasy. Okay. Monotony is doing the same thing over and over again. Number 5. Which word or words go with slow? Linger.
Canal Magwood and Canellion Wesley report to Miss Leroy's office immediately. Canal Magwood and Canellion Wesley to Miss Leroy's office immediately.
Linger, accompany, supplement, and saunter, I think is what it is. Linger and saunter, yes. Okay, and accompany means to go with, supplement means to give instead of. Okay, are we good? All right, which word or words go with clumsily done? Retrieve, bungle, convenient, or inept? Convenient means that it's easy. Bungle, I don't really know what bungle means. Let's look that up.
Like you bungle things together?
Well, like I'm kind of thinking of carry out a task clumsily or incompetently. All right, so do we need to mark that one? All right, bungle.
It's not.
All right, number 7. Which word or words go with wide open spaces? Captivity means that you're going to be probably in a little hole. Expanse and territory. Which word or words go with language? What else? Interpret. All right, number 9. Which word or words go with battle? Skirmish and victim. And number 10, which word or words go with priceless? Invaluable. Now, if you are at home completing this on Schoology, you are going to go up here and click the Turn It In button. If you are in class, you're just going to flip to the next page. Okay? If you are virtual, you will need to click back on Monday, January the 11th folder. And we're going to look at the Old Yeller final instructions real quick. All right, so slide number 1. Slide number 1, okay? And I will get this set up for you, and I will also put it into Kami so that you can access it and begin using it. But slide number 1, you could do this one today potentially, okay? The author's name of the book. You're going to find out about the author as soon as we go over this. Your name and the time period that you have this class. So you are in 2nd period. And then 1 picture relating to this novel. So technically you could Google Old Yeller, like the book cover, and you could copy and paste that into your slide. Okay?
What about the hour?
I just said that is when you have this class. So you could just put 2nd period there. Okay? Slide 2 is main character, narrator, Travis. You're going to tell me about Travis, and then you're going to find a picture of Travis and insert it into your slide. All right. Slide number 3, the main character, the hero of the story is Old Yeller. You're going to give me 2 sentences describing facts about Old Yeller in a picture. You're going to tell me about Mama and insert a picture. You're going to tell me about Little Arliss, okay? And you will learn when we start reading the novel who Little Arliss is. You're going to come up with 2 facts that you have gathered from the story, and you're going to find a picture of Little Arliss. Slide 6, setting. Okay, the setting is when and where the novel takes place. Now, we will get way more in depth with setting. We'll go into the setting as well as the plot diagram, okay? The next slide is still setting. All right, event 1, 2, and 3, slide 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is talking more about plot diagram, okay? And we will cover that skill in depth as we begin reading. All right? Now, go back to Monday, January the 11th, and then the next page in your handout should be about the author, Fred Gibson. All right, about the author, Fred Gibson. All right, I'm going to read this with you, and then after I read it, you are going to write down 15 facts about what you have read, okay? I need for you to follow along with me as I read this, all right? Fred Gibson was born on February 7th, 1908 in Mason, Texas. Whoop. All right, Fred Gibson was born February 7th, 1908 in Mason, Texas to Beckton and Emma Dishler Gibson. He went to the University of Texas from 1933 to 1937. He married Tommy Eloise Wynn in 1930 and had 2 sons, Philip Michael and Thomas Beckton. He began writing in 1938, becoming a reporter for the Corpus Christi Caller. His first book was A Fabulous Empire in 1946. Old Yeller was written in 1956 and remains Gibson's most famous novel. He won several awards for Old Yeller, including a Newbery Honor Book Award. Fred Gibson wrote many other books about the West. These include Hound Dog Man, 1950, The Trail Driving Rooster, 1955, Cow Killers, 1956, and Savage Sam in 1962. Gibson went to Hollywood to write the screenplays for several of his novels. Old Yeller and Savage Sam were made into movies by Walt Disney Productions. In his later life, Gibson raised cattle and hogs on his farm and enjoyed deer hunting, wild turkey, quail, and doves. He preferred fly fishing to all other sports. Gibson died in 1973 in the same town where he was born. Many people have learned much about the West from reading Fred Gibson's novels. He once said, "I've always liked true adventure tales and have always felt that I learned more history of my country from these tales than I ever did from the history books." Now, that last sentence there that he wrote, I have to agree with him. My husband and I, we have been watching The Crown on Netflix. And I honestly have to tell you that I have learned so much about the British government just from that series. So sometimes we do learn more by reading novels or by reading historical fiction or reading informative text. Okay, we learn by reading, and we can also learn by watching, depending on what it is we're watching. All right, so what I want you to do now is you can either write it on the sides of this paper, like right in here. Okay, I want you to write 15 facts about Fred Gibson. If you are virtual, you may create a text box and type in your 15 facts on the side here, and you may submit it. And that pretty much is all we are going to do today. We will see y'all tomorrow.